Welcome to the Magic Garden in Santa Barbara, California, where we're here for what I'm calling our first Sunday Soulful Story. I've had this idea for a long time for a YouTube channel, having some sound baths with the Crystal Alchemy Singing Bowls and having some stories, sharing my wisdom. I've been on the planet for 7 decades, and I have a lot of adventures, a lot of stories that will hopefully offer hope and healing and inspiration. So, this first story is about how I got into the crystal bowls. And the theme is you're never too old to start something new. So, I've had my holistic healing practice for over 30 years, and before that, I was a special ed teacher. Um, and then, and I've always done sound healing in one form or another. I've had Tibetan bowls, I've had tuning forks, I had one frosted crystal bowl, but I always did sound healing one-on-one with people. So it was like a body therapy. And then in 2020, when COVID hit, September of 2020 was my birthday. This is obviously 5 years ago. And all of a sudden, I had to have the crystal bowls. Now, here's the scoop. I knew about these bowls. These are called Crystal Alchemy Singing Bowls. I knew about these for 20 years. And I actually tried to buy them a few different times, but it just wasn't right. It just wasn't the right time. It just didn't feel right. My head wanted them, but my heart and my soul were like, nope, not for you, not yet. And then all of a sudden, right at my birthday, September of 2020, during COVID, I had to have the bowls. And obviously we weren't going out. Nobody was going anywhere. So I had to do everything online. So I just was trusting my guidance and listening to my guidance and doing prayers of, okay, show me where to go. So I went online and started researching this brand of crystal bowls, which are like the Ferrari of the bowls. And I found a place in Sedona, which I love Sedona. And this black tourmaline was actually the very first bowl that called my name. So the very first set, I got 4 bowls. And again, I ordered them all online. I saw little videos of them. I talked to the owner of the store. And I got my first bowls, and I was in love, and I thought, like, okay, I'm going to get 1 bowl for each note of the chakra system. So seven bowls. And I had no idea what I was going to be doing with them. I just knew that I had to have them and I had to play them. And I was also at that point teaching online classes. So I started adding the bowls a little bit here and there to my classes, and people were liking it. And so I ordered a few more, and then one of my students introduced me to a woman named Geraldine Glass, who is in LA. And I watched like a YouTube video of Geraldine and watched some different things, and she's like the bowl mother. She trains people with the bowls. She's also her career before the bowls was as an opera singer, so she encourages people to use their voice with the bowls. So I started studying with Geraldine. I connected with her, and again, this was COVID. This was all online. So this is now like maybe the spring of 2021. And so I started ordering some bowls from Geraldine and started taking trainings with her and did a really deep dive into the bowls and studying the bowls. And for me, they became kind of like, if you have kids with stuffed animals, they multiply during the night. So that's kind of what happened with me and the bowls. They just started multiplying. They started talking to me, and then I was like, well, now I need an endocrine set, which is all the sharp notes, the black notes on the piano. And then I needed an elemental set, which is a different tuning, which goes with the earth and the elements of the earth. And I just was listening to my guidance, and then I needed an ancestor set, so bowls that have the alchemies of grandmother and grandfather. And then I needed an ocean dream set, so alchemies that had to do with the ocean and whales and dolphins. And let's see, then there was one for angelic light, which is all like high vibe frequency alchemies and crystals. So I have 6 different sets of the bowls, and some of them overlap. And I just started bringing the bowls more and more into my classes, and then I started ending all of my, and I was teaching everything virtually because it was COVID, and I started adding a sound bath, like a 30-minute sound bath, to the end of all of my classes. And people loved it, and I loved it, and the bowls loved it, and it just kind of took off. So that's how it all started. I had no idea where it was going when I got those first bowls, but it's literally a whole new career for me. At a time when I could easily be retiring, I just keep telling people, as I kept telling my students and my friends, as long as people are listening to me, I'm going to keep talking and keep playing the bowls. So I have lots of years ahead of me, hopefully, and I feel like I'm just getting going. Some people have asked if I have a background in music, and I don't have formal training in music by any means. I love to sing. And when I was in elementary school, I had to play the piano. I hated it. Well, I was okay with it, but I didn't like practicing. So that was like 3 years of doing the piano and doing piano recitals and things like that. And in high school, I fell in love with the guitar. So I was the one all through high school and college who played like Peter, Paul, and Mary songs, and all the folk stuff, Joni Mitchell, Judy Collins. That was all my thing, and I would like play and sing, and people would gather around and like have a campfire in my dorm room type sing-along thing. And I've been in choirs. I was in the junior choir in St. Paul's Episcopal Church in Shaker Heights, Ohio, when I was growing up. I've been in choirs as an adult, and I love to sing. I can't read music. I mean, I know the notes a little bit, but like when I'm singing, I'm not like reading music. But I love music. I love to sing, and the toning that comes through with the bowls feels like it's some like organic channeling thing that's going on, that energy is coming through, frequencies are coming through, transmissions are coming through. So there's no formal training for that. I did some vocal training with my teacher, Geraldine Glass, but that's my background. So follow your heart, follow the breadcrumb trail, follow your dreams, and go for it. My business before, so I'm certified in like nutritional counseling and clinical guided imagery and body work and energy work and aromatherapy and raw food. I was trained as a raw food chef. So there are all these different aspects of what I've done that I got really deep training in all of it. And it feels like all of that brought me to where I am now with the bowls. And this is all I want to do. And if people come to me now for nutritional counseling, I refer them out to other people. And I'm renaming my business. There will be a whole new website coming in the fall. So Scent from Heaven, SCENT, was more around aromatherapy and nutrition and that sort of thing. So my new business name, my new website is going to be The Sounds of Heaven. So I'm excited to launch that, and this whole YouTube channel is part of it. And so here we are, and we'll see where this adventure takes me. And I'm starting to do the bowls more in the garden and a little bit more in person, live events, and definitely want to expand it on the YouTube channel. People have been asking, how can we hear more? Can you do a video for sleep? Can you do a video for headaches? And so we'll see. Let me know what you want to hear about with my stories. Let me know what you want to hear about with the bowls. And it's a grand adventure, and I invite you all to come along with me, and we'll see how it all unfolds. And for now, I hope this is inspired you that no matter what your age, you can start new things. And I had to do a big part of getting over myself, like, oh, I'm too old, I'm I'm too this, I'm too that, I'm not enough. I call it not enough-itis. And so my teacher, Geraldine Glass, said, you have to take the question mark off your back. So all the doubt of, am I good enough? Does this matter? Is my voice okay? Whatever that is, I'm not questioning it anymore. It feels really good to me. Um, I get great feedback from people that it touches them really deeply and heals them and moves them and transforms them at deep, deep levels, on all levels of body, mind, heart, and soul. And I feel like this is my soul's calling. This is my soul's journey. So I invite you to come with me, and we'll see where it goes. Thank you.